Hi everyone, Mythago here. It has been a while since I made a video. I think it has been 2 or 3 weeks since I actually recorded the video, and now I'm back. Yeah, not gonna lie, I was a bit burnt out with everything and also when it comes to creating content. But right now, I think I'm starting to overcome that feeling of burnout. I must make sure to take a break whenever I need it, and I'm starting to take that advice into account. But anyway, today's video, this will be SFF Spotlight episode number 88, and I think it has been 3 or maybe even 4 weeks since I last posted a SFF Spotlight episode. But yeah, I'm back. Like usual, if this is the first time you're watching my episode of SFF Spotlight, this is a series of videos on my YouTube channel where I talk about new book news, new cover reveals, new Kickstarter campaign, and also new special edition, plus some other entertainment that I really love beside books. But before we get started to talking about all the new books and also new cover reveal and special edition to Spotlight, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Hungry Minds, because they have gifted me probably the largest book that I ever owned. And I'm not talking about page count, because in terms of page count, this is 400 pages, but the sizes, look at this. This is the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization. And it is massive. And you know what? Every page inside this, they are all illustrated beautifully. Look at this. Many of you know I love special edition books with vivid illustrations inside. I strongly believe illustrations have the power to enhance storytelling and education. In the case of this book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization, does exactly all of this while making education, in case we have to rebuild our civilization from scratch, fun and compelling. There are crucial topics on medicine, basic materials, scavenging, mechanisms, military, entertainment, farming, food, electricity, and art, just to name a few irreplaceable components of civilizations. It is a carefully crafted 400 pages book, and you can tell a lot of love and passion were poured into every illustration, efficient description, and production of this massive tome. If you are interested in getting a copy of the book, The Ultimate Guide to Rebuilding Civilization, either as a present for someone or for yourself, check out the link in the description down below. And I want to say thank you so much once again to Hungry Minds for sponsoring today's video. And now let's move on to the second topic of today's video, and it is to talk about SPFBO competition. So the 10th year of SPFBO competition, which is self-published fantasy blog off hosted by Mark Lawrence, has ended, and the champion winning by, I think, only by choices of favorites, because it is tied with Mushroom Blues by Adrian M. Gibson. By Blood, by Salt by JL Odom has won the competition. And yeah, this is the 10th champion of SPFBO, or SPFBO as many people like to call it. And on top of that, there is now a SPFBO Champions League. What is SPFBO Champions League? It is a competition of the all 10 champion of SPFBO competition, and they are all being ranked by judges. Mark Lawrence asked me to compete in this one, to be one of the judges, but unfortunately, due to how pressing everything in my life right now, especially when it comes to reading, reviewing, my jobs, and basically life, I couldn't fit this one into my schedule. But if you are interested in finding yourself some amazing self-published fantasy books, I think I have read 5 of the champions. Make sure to check out the SPFBO Champions League. I know I will be reading the remaining champions of SPFBO eventually as well. But now, moving on to the next topic, it is time to talk about new books and also new cover reveals. And there are a lot, because as I said, it has been, I think, 3 weeks since I last posted another episode of SFF Spotlight. So yeah, you bet there will be a lot of news in today's episode. So for the first one, no cover reveal here, but this is about the announcement from Michael J. Sullivan. So even though Michael J. Sullivan is currently working on the cycle, which will conclude, I believe, chronologically the entire Elan series, where the entire set of books, or many books in the world of Elan, such as the Raria Revelations, the Legends of the First Empire, and also the Rise and Fall trilogy. But Michael J. Sullivan has announced that he's working with another author on more books in the world of Elan. Now, for this one, I'm happy, but at the same time, of course, I need to check first whether they're good or not. So I guess we'll find out well when the time comes. Well, again, I'm always happy to be proven wrong, and I look forward to always reading more books in the world of Elan anyway. But let me know what you think about this news. And after that, we have the announcement from Matt Dinniman. No, this is not for the next book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. But this book, it will be a new separate standalone novel, and the title is Operation Bounce House. Now, I don't know whether I will be reading this one first or Dungeon Crawler Carl. As expected, this is one of the series that has been recommended to me the most, Dungeon Crawler Carl, that is. And yeah, I have met Matt Dinniman during Dragonsteel Nexus, such an amazing person, very fun guy to talk to. And I look forward to reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. It is one of my priority series to start this year, but let's see whether I end up reading that first or Operation Bounce House. And onward to the next one. This is another one of my priority series or books to start, but this is not actually a novel originally anyway, but this is a web novel. So yeah, this is a big series written by a Chinese author, the Cuttlefish that loves diving. That's the pen name anyway. So I'm talking about the official English release of Lord of Mysteries. In the Chinese version, it was titled Lord of the Mysteries, so LOTM, but here it has been retitled as Lord of Mysteries, and this is the cover reveal of the novel of the first volume, or part 1 of Clown. Clown is the first volume of Lord of Mysteries, and this has always been one of my priority ever since I finished reading Mother of Learning for the first time. They aren't related, but Mother of Learning was a web novel, and after reading that made me want to try more web novel. And no, I haven't started reading The Wandering Inn as well. I think I can only probably fit one web novel every year, and this year it's either Lord of Mysteries or Worm by Wildbow. We'll see which one I end up reading, but there is a good chance it will be Lord of Mysteries, probably through this novel version published by Yen Press. I'm very excited about this one. I heard so many amazing things about it. And now moving on to the next one. This is again a conclusion to a series that I have wanted to try reading for quite a while now. It is an Asian-inspired epic fantasy series, and this is for the War Art Saga by Wesley Chu. And this is the cover art to the third book, The Art of Legend, and this one is being published this year. And once again, Tran Nguyen, the cover artist, did an excellent job on the cover art of this entire trilogy. And I did not expect the color green would actually pop up on the cover art of the third and the final book in the series, and I'm really glad that it did. I thought it would be yellow because I think the first one was red and then the second one was blue, so I thought the third one would be yellow, but I'm happy that it's green. But anyway, as far as design and also illustration goes, Tran Nguyen has always been an incredible artist, in my opinion. Her traditional painting have always been so distinct, and also they easily captured my attention so much. And now I look forward to reading the books because I heard so many amazing things about this, especially from Elliot Brooks. Elliot did an excellent review on the first one, The Art of Prophecy, and the second book is The Art of Destiny. So yeah, really pumped about reading this series. Have met Wesley Chu during Dragonsteel Nexus as well. Didn't get a chance to talk to him a lot though, but I look forward to reading his books for the first time. But speaking of Asian-inspired fantasy, the next book that I'm going to spotlight is about The Keeper of Magical Things by Julie Leong. So this is the sequel, or maybe a standalone sequel to The Teller of Small Fortunes, a cozy fantasy novel that I really enjoyed reading last year. So I definitely will be reading The Keeper of Magical Things as well. The cover art, just like the first book, is illustrated by Devin, Elle, Kurtz, and I think it captured the cozy fantasy vibe so well. And moving on to the next one, this is for The Tower of the Tyrant by J.D. Greathouse. Now, many of you know that I'm a big fan of The Hand of the Sun King. I felt a bit mixed about the second book though, the sequel to The Hand of the Sun King, and ever since then, I still haven't read the third book of the trilogy, the first trilogy by J.D. Greathouse. Now this one, The Tower of the Tyrant, is a standalone epic fantasy that is separated from the Pack of the World. I believe that's The Pattern and the World. That's the name of the series, of the first series written by J.D. Greathouse. And yeah, this is a separate series and I look forward to reading this one. It has been pitched as The Witcher, And also, I think The Witcher meets A Song of Ice and Fire, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, looking forward to reading this as soon as I'm able. A gorgeous cover art though. I'm not sure who the cover artist is. It wasn't mentioned. Probably the same artist who did the cover art of The Spear Cuts Through Water. But again, I could be wrong about this. But onward to the next topic. This is about the Book of Dust series. The third and the long-awaited third and the final book in the Book of Dust, The Rosefield by Philip Pullman, has been announced. And that's not all. So the Book of Dust is the sequel, right, to His Dark Material series. Well, His Dark Material is also getting a new paperback edition with a new cover art by Rowena Kai. So after Rowena Kai did the new trade paperback edition of the Dandelion Dynasty, she did the cover art of that one. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And she did another beautiful job on the cover art of the new edition of His Dark Materials trilogy. And yeah, it's beautiful. And this is actually one of those very popular series that I haven't started reading at all. I did watch The Golden Compass, the movie, a long time ago. I remember enjoying it quite a bit, but I don't think I was ever super in love with the movie adaptation. And I didn't watch the TV show adaptation as well, the one that features Lin-Manuel Miranda. But I look forward to reading the books whenever I'm able. And speaking of new paperback edition getting a new cover art, well, the next one is something that I'm super happy about. This is the new cover art to the new paperback edition of The Greenbone Saga by Fonda. And as I always say, The Greenbone Saga is my favorite trilogy of all time. Although Mistborn trilogy will always hold the #1 spot for being the most important series that I have ever read, but in terms of quality, I think The Greenbone Saga just might have overtopped Mistborn trilogy for me, or maybe at the same spot, at least at the same spot. But anyway, yeah, I love this new cover art, this new edition with the cover art by Thomas Walker, and I love the cover art so much. I think this is the cover art that the Greenbone Saga should have got since the beginning, except instead of just the typography, in my opinion. But this paperback edition will be out in September, so you can start pre-ordering the books. I know that I will be doing that as well. And moving on to the next one, this is another new book by one of my top favorite authors, and I'm talking about Ken Liu. So this is the UK cover art for All That We See or Seem by Ken Liu. I think the UK cover art actually looks better compared to the US cover art. They're both very different in style and also vibe, in my opinion. But I look forward to reading this. This is Ken Liu, and I just got the advanced reading copy of All That We See or Seem. So I will be reading this sooner than expected, probably next month. Probably. For the last two cover reviews I want to spotlight, these are for self-published fantasy books, or well, not fantasy, one of them is actually sci-fi. So I'm talking about, for the first one, it is for the Tales of the Sun Eater, Volume 4 by Christopher Ruocchio. And wow, we're up to the fourth collection of short stories and novellas already. And I have already read, I think all of them. I think all of the stories contained, except one story. I think I have read all of the stories contained in the Tales of the Sun Eater Volume 4, and I enjoyed all of them. The Fangs of Buenos, in my opinion, is really good as well. If you haven't read that one yet, I think it is actually possible, but if you want to wait for Tales of the Sun Eater Volume 4, you can do that as well. The cover to this one is again illustrated by James L. Cook, who also did the cover to the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence and also Howling Dark. And yeah, finally, the last cover review I want to spotlight today, and then we will talk about Kickstarter campaign and special edition. This is for the 10th volume in the Darkblade series by Andy Peloquin. We're up to the 10 volumes already of this assassin epic fantasy series. And yeah, I think that's 3 million words already. And Andy Peloquin actually said this series will be about 12 to 15 books long. So by the end, it will be at least probably as long as the Wheel of Time series, or maybe even top that. So yeah, it is a massive undertaking, and I don't know when I will be reading this one, even though I really want to, but right now I don't think I'm in the headspace to commit to another super huge epic fantasy series. But one day I will try to read this one. If you have read the Darkblade series, do let me know what you think about it. Do you think the series actually deserves to be 15 books long? And now, let's talk about Kickstarter campaign, and then we will talk about special edition. For Kickstarter campaign, I only have 3 Kickstarter campaigns to spotlight today. And the first one will be for She Dreams in Blood by Michael R. Fletcher, with the cover art by Greg Danton, and also with the board art or board design by Rachel St. Clair. I think this is a beautiful edition. It is the sequel to the Blackstone Heart. I think Blackstone Heart is among one of my favorite books by Michael Fletcher. It's The Mirror's Truth and also Blackstone Heart. Now, I haven't read the series after that. I haven't actually read She Dreams in Blood and also the continuation. And I think the series will be actually, I think 4 books long. Yeah, I believe the series will be 4 books long. But this edition is beautiful. Of course, as you can probably expect with Merrick Books production, it will be produced with acid-free paper, Smithsonian binding, and also many illustrations inside. And yeah, the Kickstarter campaign is live now. It has been fully funded. It is another success, just like the Blackstone Heart. And speaking of success, the next Kickstarter campaign I want to spotlight is for The Other Battle by Derek Smythe. So after The Other Magic, The Other Way, and now we have The Other Battle. I think this is the 3rd out of 4 books in the series. So we have only 1 more books. Again, I could be wrong on that. It's either 4 books long or 5 books long, the series. But this edition again features artwork by Joshua Kairos. Joshua Kairos is an incredible artist, and I'm really glad that Derek Smythe included Joshua Kairos to be one of the artists for his edition. And of course, there will be Sutiwate Chakampu, Joe Requeza, and all the other Merrick Books artists as well. And yeah, this edition, this Kickstarter campaign has been fully funded, just like the previous 2 books. And finally, the last Kickstarter campaign I want to spotlight, though I believe this one has actually ended, but you can still pledge for this one. This is for the 2nd volume in Blood of the Atlantis by John Arba. So this is for a graphic novel series. And yeah, I haven't read anything by John Arba yet. I know that his Guild of Magic series is, I think, often considered to be another underrated urban fantasy series. And yeah, I will be reading his books someday as well. And now, let's talk about some special edition. For the first 2, this will be from the Broken Binding. So Broken Binding has announced that The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin will be the next sci-fi subscription novel. And yeah, this one features artwork by Yu-Xing Zhang. Yu-Xing Zhang is illustrating all the artwork for this one. I chose him as the artist for this edition of Left Hand of Darkness, and I believe he is the right fit for this one. I had such a blast designing the illustration for this one together with Yu-Xing Zhang, and of course the book is great as well. And yeah, this is the next sci-fi subscription novel. And after that, we have Mickey 7 by Edward Ashton. This one features cover art by Liz Manold and also and paper by Peng Lu. And I haven't actually watched the movie adaptation of Mickey 7, which turned into Mickey 17. I heard it's vastly different compared to the book. If you have actually read the book and also watched the movie, please do let me know what you think. Do you think the book is better or the movie is better? Or maybe they are two vastly different from one another. And then moving on to the next one, the next special edition is for City of Brass by Shannon Chakraborty. So this is the first book in the Devabad trilogy. It is getting a deluxe hardcover treatment from the publisher, Harper Voyager. And speaking of publisher, well, Legend by David Gemmell is also getting, I think, a 40th anniversary edition. Again, David Gemmell is one author that I want to read more and more, because I have read only the Troy trilogy and I really enjoyed that, but I haven't read Legend and all the other famous books by David Gemmell. But it's getting a 40th anniversary edition. But there is also, of course, the special edition, the special limited and high-end edition published by Curious King. And that one is sold out now, but here is how it looks. This is from the next topic. It is about Curious King May update. So yeah, this is the look for their edition of Legend by David Gemmell with an artwork by Justin Sweet. And then Curious King posted a lot of great updates regarding what they're going to be doing next, such as, of course, the announcement on Mythago Wood by Robert Holdstock. Anthony from Curious King has been pitching this book to me so many times, and he said that this is among the legends of Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, and also Ursula K. Le Guin. So I definitely will be reading this one sooner or later. But yeah, I'm excited about the edition of Mythago Wood by Robert Holdstock from Curious King. I bet, because Anthony really loved this one, I bet it will be another absolutely stunning edition. But moving on to the next topic, there are many more exciting updates and I highly encourage you to check it out. Check out the May update from Curious King. There are news about Last Argument of Kings, Best of Cold, and then Endymion and the Rise of Endymion, Assassin's Apprentice, and many more. It is exciting stuff. I love reading through this production, even though sometimes I don't get these books, but I still like reading people being passionate about the books they produce. That always brings joy to me. The books they produce, the books they're reading, the books they're writing. I think we are always in the time when we have to pursue and also enjoy art as much as possible. And speaking of art, well, for the next topic, because I just talked about Mythago Wood, this is the final edition I'm going to spotlight today. This is for Mythago Wood again, but this one is being published by Folio Society. Again, this is a limited edition, so this one will be very expensive. Folio Society edition, when they're making their trade edition, which basically mean they're going to be reprinted over and over again, their price tend to be more affordable compared to many other fine press publishing, such as Grim Oak Press, Subterranean Press. So yeah, Folio Society tend to offer better production value in my opinion, except that it's not limited compared to those two. But anyway, this one is limited for now. There will be, I believe, there will be a printing edition. As I said, edition L will be reprinted over and over again, but here's the catch. Speaking of art, this edition is, well, it has John Howe doing the illustration for this one. I think many of you will know John because of his work on Lord of the Rings and also every book related to Tolkien. He is one of the staple Tolkien or Middle-earth illustrator and one of my top favorite, of course. Who doesn't like John Howe's artwork? But yeah, the artwork that has been revealed on Mythago Wood Folio Society edition has been a stunner, and I'm really curious to find out how Curious King will top this one. And finally, that's it on the coverage of Special Edition. For the last three topics I want to spotlight, these are related to movie, video games, and also cards. So for the first one, this is about Scarlet by Mamoru Hosoda. Now, Mamoru Hosoda is really up there with the like of, in my opinion, with the like of Hayao Miyazaki. He is definitely the next successor. Even though Makoto Shinkai is probably right now more famous worldwide, I do think when it comes to craft and storytelling, I think he's the closest to Hayao Miyazaki. Makoto Shinkai is very different in directing compared to Hayao Miyazaki's style. But yeah, I really love Mamoru Hosoda's anime movies. They are all amazing in my opinion. If you haven't watched them, give The Girl Who Lived Through Time a try, or Summer Wars, or maybe The Beast and the Boy. Seriously, all of them are amazing. Wolf Children, I think thinking about it, I actually haven't watched Belle yet, so I really have to catch up on that. But again, I highly recommend every anime movie directed by Mamoru Hosoda. And now moving on to the next one, this is about video game. This is about the massive success, and I'm really happy about this, the massive success of Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Now, I haven't played this one yet, but if you actually go back to watching my SFF Spotlight episodes, during the first trailer, I mentioned that this one is going to be something special. There is a really good chance it will be something special, especially with the unique art direction, stunning music, and also incredibly inventive gameplay. Not really revolutionary, because I haven't played it, so I cannot really gauge that from now. Watching the trailer for the first time instantly reminded me of the glory of playing something special. That was the feeling that I got just from watching the trailer, and I will be playing this really soon. As soon as I'm able to catch up to all these works and also responsibilities that I have to do for now. But this is really high on my to-play list. Probably after I'm actually done playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can't believe how long it takes for me to actually finish playing that game. Even though it's actually good, but at the same time, it's lacking kind of like the compelling factor that I got from playing From Software games, and I hope I can get that really soon. But I'm really, I think I'm close to finish. I'm nearly done playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and after that I'm playing Expedition 33 instantly. And finally, the last topic of today's video, this is just, well, about Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy. I think, speaking of things that reminded me of the amazing past and also amazing childhood, this one feels like visiting the past completely, seeing all these amazing illustrations, high definition illustrations of the cards and the scenes from Final Fantasy franchise. It just brings me so much joy. And not gonna lie, it kind of ruined my concentration. Every reveal just excites me a lot, and then there it is. I lost my concentration again. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. If you play Magic the Gathering, let me know whether you are excited about the Magic the Gathering collaboration with Final Fantasy or not. There are too many amazing artists and artwork to mention in one video. But yeah, I'm really happy about all the reveals of these illustrations. And hey, who knows? I might be working with some of them on some Broken Binding books. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a lot of topics. I think 25 topics in one episode. Again, as I said, I will try my best to take a break whenever I need, and I will be back with another episode as soon as possible. And for the next one, hopefully doesn't take 3 weeks, because there's a reason. Of course, if you have been following me on Instagram and also on Twitter, then you know I've been going to Japan for holiday. So now I'm back, and hopefully I can overcome this burnout quicker than I hope. And yeah, as always, do let me know what you think about the news that I spotlighted in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.